started, everybody. Well, good afternoon. Happy midweek, happy Wednesday, and welcome to our Windchill PLM webinar for this week, where we're going to do an introduction to Windchill PLM. And leading the presentation today will be Zach Carson, who is a solutions consultant and applications engineer with PTC from their Virtual Center of Excellence. So my name is Rob Romanowski. I'm the Director of Sales Operations at 3HTI. And also on the panel with me today is our Director of Marketing, Jeff Gavio. So what we're going to do today is have an overview, presentation, and demo of Windchill PLM. And this is perfect if you're recently new to using Windchill, or if you're looking into PLM in general, as far as what you can expect out of Windchill. This is a great 30,000-foot view of this, what I consider to be the best PLM solution out there, just because it's very nimble. It manages not only the entire process, but it will also, you can add apps on top of Windchill that you can get the right information to the right people quickly, so that they don't have to sift through information that's not within their role or of their interest. And also, most importantly, it'll manage any CAD system. So it just does that very, very easily and nimbly. And that's probably the biggest strong point of Windchill. So without further ado, Zach, I see your screen and you can take it away and make us all happy.
Sure thing. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. Today, we're going to be going through Windchill. It'll be a high-level overview of Windchill, so you'll really get a good idea about what the system can offer, some of the different capabilities and extensions, and get a good introduction to what the interface is like. So the first thing that I want to show you before we actually dive into Windchill and poke around in the system, I have a slide here, and really what this slide is showing you is essentially a bird's eye view of what Windchill offers. So inside of this rectangle, this green rectangle, you're really just seeing the core capabilities of Windchill. So we're talking some of the stuff you would expect: document management, CAD data management, BOM management, change management. So a lot of stuff that you expect a PLM system to do. Now there's nuances and aspects of this that Windchill does better than everybody. One of which that I'll point out here is managing all of the different types of CADs you have. A lot of times systems are built to work with one CAD system. Windchill's not. It works with all of the different types of MCAD systems you have, ECAD systems you have, and it takes all that information that you got and it puts it into a single BOM where everything is related. So you don't have all kinds of disconnected documents and data and CAD from Creo, and then CAD from SolidWorks, and CAD from AutoCAD, right? We're bringing it all into one location to tie everything together and honestly just make it easier for you to find and visualize how the products come to actually be a product. Beyond that, those original functionalities, those core, just out-of-the-box features of Windchill, outside of that green box, you can see a bunch of smaller boxes, and these are representing the different modules and extensions that Windchill also provides. Now, the thing is with this, a lot of these are just different modules or capabilities that are already within Windchill, but they act as extensions that you would essentially unlock the features for. Some of them are actual modules that almost can act independently of the core Windchill, but they're all made and designed to integrate or work within Windchill seamlessly. So your risk and reliability or your quality information is going to be tied directly to your product information. Your requirements management that maybe you're laying out for software development, that's all going to be tied to the product it's actually being used on. So Windchill is really giving you a full product lifecycle management system where you're able to come in here and tie all of the information together and then really tailor it to the consumer. So a lot of times these systems are just meant for engineers or designers. We're taking the information that maybe was originated at that level and providing it now in an easily consumable way to manufacturing or to service technicians or to buyers and planners, and even integrate with ERP systems or MRP systems or financial systems so that we're going to be able to push and pull information to the systems that those people actually work with as well, and fully define the product and everything that goes into it. With that being said, we'll go ahead now and jump into Windchill, where you'll get to see really what the tool looks like and get into the fun stuff. So right now, what you're looking at, this is Windchill's home screen. And as you can see, I'm just accessing it through my web browser. You can just pick your favorite web browser. I'm using Chrome. You could use Firefox. You could use Internet Explorer. You could use whatever. So just pick the one that you like the most, and that's how you'll access Windchill. Now, the idea with the home screen is to really personalize this and to put information on this screen that makes it really easy for you to find the data that you need. And it's literally as simple as, if I want to change the different categories of information on my home screen, I'll come to the right and I'll check or uncheck a box. Okay, so if I don't want updates and I don't want tasks, I uncheck the box. If I do want them, I'll check the box. And then as soon as I get the information I need on there, maybe I want to prioritize certain things. So I want to put the tasks that I have first. I just drag and drop it to the first location, to the front of that list. My task is something I always like to put first. The reason being, a big benefit of using Windchill is you're managing the whole life cycle in here. So there's a lot of different processes and changes that you're going to be managing in the system. And ideally, you're going to automate a lot of that. So if you have workflows that are automated and maybe tasks are assigned automatically, for example, if Rob were to complete his task and I'm the one in charge of reviewing it, I want to automatically be assigned that review task and have it be the first thing that I see when I log into Windchill. So I put my task front and center, and as soon as I log in, there it is. I can just click right on it and get it done. Now, when it comes to searching, this is something in Windchill that, frankly, is very easy, but in a lot of systems, it's not that easy. You would think that searching is pretty trivial, but there's systems that just simply do a terrible job at it. So what we do in Windchill is give you a few ways to search to just make it as simple as possible to find the data that you need. Right, so a couple ways that we do that. Number one is just with your classic search bar at the top. You know, this is where you're going to go if you want to type in, say, a part number. Now, one thing that we do is we leave this search bar there. Other systems I've used in the past, if you search for information, okay, yeah, you type your search in, it has to be an exact search, then you find the information, but the search bar's gone. So if you want to search for anything else, you're going all the way back to the home screen, you're losing what you pulled up, and you're going to have to do another search. We leave the search bar here for you all the time. So anytime you need to do a search, it's really easy to just type it in. You're not going to lose the screen you're on. And you can even, in this case, do a partial search like I'm doing. So someone from, say, manufacturing or planning is someone who, yeah, they need to find information, but they might not be as tightly knit to it as, say, a designer would be. So they might not know the exact part number. They can come in here and just say, search the last 4 numbers like I'm doing, right? So I'm even putting an asterisk in there to basically act as a placeholder and essentially say, I don't know what comes before 1178. Those are the only 4 numbers I know, but I'm still going to get results when I do a search. Now, what you'll see here is with that generic search that I did, just a partial search with the 1178, you know, there's some different results I got here, but it's easy to refine these results. Now, if you do a generic search like that, you know, you might come up with 100 different things in here, but refining it's pretty easy. So on the left, you can refine results just by checking and unchecking categories or putting in different criteria. The options in this refine results just completely depend on what the results you actually get in your search are. So a lot of times, if you're going to get more results, there's probably going to be more options to refine them. What you can also do is just right above the search results table, do another search. And this could be a part number, it could be a keyword, it could be anything. So in this case, I'm just going to put top. I enter that and you can see it filters it down to specifically the top level Procar, which is in this case, the one that we actually want to work with. In this case, even though I've searched 1178, I don't want to actually look at this top level assembly. I'm really looking at for a particular component, which in our case today is actually going to be the front wheel assembly. But let's pretend I have no idea what the name of that is. I have no idea what the number is for that. A tool that Windchill has that makes it really easy for you to find that information is the thumbnail navigator. And if you look at this little icon, it's a thumbnail image here. This is the thumbnail navigator, and it really makes your life a whole lot easier when it comes to searching. So what this does is it essentially takes the BOM for this assembly, and number one, it lays it out on the right in the form of images. Okay, but what it also does is it provides this visualization. And this allows us to get a good idea of what we're actually working with. And in this case, the visualization is a representation of the CAD. It could be a document, it could be an engineering drawing, it could be a PDF, it can be anything. In this case, it's the CAD. So we're going to use this to actually get down to, let's say, the brake disc, which I have no idea what the part number is for. In this thumbnail navigator, I can select on the icons, I can use the BOM on the right to actually dive down, and I can just click on this despite not knowing the specific information for the brake disc, and I can get all the way down to this part level. And what you'll see here is from this, I can even open this up. I can open it in Windchill, I can open it in Creo View. Maybe in this case, it actually happens to be a SolidWorks design that we're managing in Creo. So if I was integrated with SolidWorks, I could even just open this up in SolidWorks right from here. Right, so it's a tool that makes it really easy to search. And it can work the other way as well. So if I only knew the brake disc, but I actually want to get to that top level assembly, that's totally fine. Search the brake disc, I can see where this is being used. So I can quickly navigate all the way back up to the Pro car without ever actually typing in a formal search for it. The other way to search for information is just through our browser. So the browser is what you see here, and you'll see a bunch of different icons, which we call classes or contexts. And these are really just the different ways we're organizing our information. So you might organize it via products. You're definitely going to have some different libraries with your documentation. You might set up your product development in the form of projects where you can work with different suppliers and get them involved in the development process and in the management of those products. We have different sections for specifically changes across all of Windchill for managing suppliers or quality. And then some of these on the right are more so for the administration piece of this. Okay. For today, we're going to focus really on a particular product. And this product is going to be the Pro car that we were just looking at. Within the products page here, what you'll see is whenever I expand on Synergy, which is the Pro car product we're going to be working with, it's actually broken down into a bunch of different categories. And these categories are actually just another way that we're really organizing the information and making it easier to find what we need. So within any product or project, a lot of these are going to be the same. They'll vary slightly depending on what actually the object is that you're looking at. But for this product, it's broken down. So we have our details, basically our home page. You have the folders with all your documentation. You have the structure where you can see the BOM and the assemblies, and we'll look at a lot of these here in a minute. Team to see the personnel and everyone that's used on this. So all of this is able to be configured to show the information that you want. For example, if I go to a product details page, it's our home screen, I'm going to set up, or you're going to pick and choose what you want to actually be seen here. I have it set up pretty generically. We have the basic product attributes, system attributes. I've listed end items here, which are the sellable goods, essentially. You don't always have to sell the whole car. I might sell the carburetor by itself or a chassis by itself. I have that stuff listed out here. Even options and different variants. So, we might have different options for the drive shaft if you want a two-wheel drive shaft or a four-wheel drive shafts, right? And as you select on these, it's actually going to update your BOM based on the selections you make. So that's getting into the options and the variants and configurations side of Windchill. We're not going to spend too much time on that today here, but just wanted to show you some of the different features there. For this product, we also have folders. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you don't have a PDM or PLM system, you're probably going to be managing a lot of your files in Windows File Explorer or in SharePoint, just basic systems like that. The structure of how that works and how your folders are organized in Windchill really mimics that. We actually integrate directly with your Windows desktop, so you could actually be able to access all of this information just from your Windows File Explorer. It's great because everyone's used that at some point. Everyone knows how it works. You know, you have folders and subfolders, and we can integrate with that. And if you don't choose to integrate, which is fine, and you do it right from Windchill, the structure is exactly the same. So folders, subfolders, you can see all your documents, you can organize them, lay out who has access to each one of them from a folder level down to maybe an individual document level. So it's highly, highly configurable. We also within this product have a team, and this could vary from product or project to project to, you know, whatever, however you want to set this up. But this is really, in this case, who we have working on this product, and it defines what the roles are. So in here, you know, I have designers, I have guests, there's different members, and it's really easy to change this. What we like to do in Windchill is take some work off of the admins or IT and put some of that maybe in the hands of someone like a product manager, so that they can come in here and quickly account for change that might be happening in your company. So, you know, let's say that someone leaves our product team, they go to somewhere else or leave the company entirely, and now a new person's coming in. I don't want to have to go to IT and wait for them to add that new user into the system and give them permissions, because who knows when that's going to happen. I'd rather just, as a product manager, do it myself. It takes 2 seconds and they already have permission. So maybe as a product manager, that's something I can do. I can come in here, I can add Dave, the design engineer, as a member. You see he already gets added to the team really quickly. He's a user in the system now. And then from here, I can also even configure what they're able to do. So it's very, very specific. You know, you can see here down to specific actions, copy, paste, delete, all these things. What you'll notice is, even though I'm being more efficient here and I'm doing it myself instead of going to an admin, we're still working within certain boundaries. So admins probably have said, yeah, as a product manager, you can do a lot of things, but there's certain things they still don't want you to do. You could see that situation here. There's a guest. I can still only modify certain things that certain capabilities that a guest can have. I'm still working within certain limits. So the idea is we're being more efficient with this. We're being more flexible in order to account for changes, but we're not risking any security. Within this product, the next area that we're going to move into is the structure. And this is really where you're going to start to see the assembly and the product and your bill of materials and all of the associated information that is tied to that. So whenever you open up your product structure, this is really what it looks like. And this screen is going to be pretty much the same whether you're looking at a part or a document or really anything. So it's nice and consistent. It makes it easier to learn the system. And for new users who have never used a PLM system, it makes it easier for them to learn as well. Now, what you'll see within this screen is, on the left, I have my structure. This is essentially my BOM. And then on the right, I have my visualization. And these two work hand in hand. So as I select on things in the structure, it makes it really easy for me to understand what I'm dealing with, because it also highlights on that visualization. And it goes the other way as well. If I select on that rim, or even select on a component that's hidden in the structure on the left, if I select on the visualization, it will expand the structure and highlight that. So really easy to search. One of the benefits to using Windchill is actually how we have set this structure up. So it's not just your typical bill of materials, which, if you've worked in a PDM or PLM system, or you're at least familiar with them, a lot of times the way this works is you have your CAD assembly, you are managing that in a PDM system, and your BOM is essentially a copy of the CAD structure. right? Just you have your assembly file at the top, you have the sub-assemblies, each one has a raw file in here, and that's what's building out your BOM. The way that we do it in Windchill is we actually build this structure out of parts, WT parts. It stands for Windchill Technology Part. And that's what these gray gears are. So essentially, rather than building this out of raw files and going in and manually laying out all of the associations and references and all that, we built the structure out of placeholders for this object, and those placeholders act as buckets. So in this case, it's not a raw file for the front wheel assembly I have. It's actually a bucket that I have for the front wheel assembly. And what that allows me to do is start to tie all of my information together and put it in this part structure so that this structure fully defines my product. If you take this front wheel assembly, it's not just a CAD file. There's more that I have that defines that. So in this case, you can actually see this is a bucket, and I can have buckets within that bucket, which you see in the structure, but I can also have raw files. So you can see in this case, I have my CAD model, and then I have an engineering drawing. And as I expand this even more, you'll start to really see how this is built out and how this becomes the one location that I need to go, or that I can go to find any information of any type. You know, if I scroll down here to, let's say the brake caliper, remember this is just a bucket for the brake caliper. It's not just a CAD file. I have other stuff that relates to that as well. I have instructions on how to use it. I have a CAD model. I have a MathCAD worksheet that are my engineering calculations. I have a CAD drawing. And these can be from different systems. They're different types of data. But by putting them into this bucket, it relates them all together. So even the data from different sources, by putting them into this WT part, Windchill is automatically associating them. And for you, really what that means is now anytime that any of these things go to change, Windchill will tell you, hey, you know, if this is changing, you're going to want to look at these other files that might be affected by that change because they're all within that bucket. And Windchill is going to tell you that. It's not going to require you to go in and manually figure out, all right, I'm changing this model, so those calculations are going to change, and then this document's going to change, and wait, maybe I'm forgetting something else. You know, that's not going to happen anymore. Windchill is checking your work. It's telling you what's going to change or potentially be affected by that change. Maybe nothing is actually going to be affected, but at least now you have the pool of resources that you can look at, and you'll be able to evaluate that and be confident you're not missing anything. Within the part structure, what you can also do is configure the actual information that you're seeing. Here, it's pretty basic, pretty generic. So we have quantity for each one of these. You know, you have state, you have unit, reference, but you're completely able to tailor what you want to see there. So you can create filters, you could save filters or views. You know, if you have one that maybe you want to include sourcing status or supplier information, you know, these are all things that you can just create views for and have columns that are within the part structure that shows that information, right? So a lot of times what I'll see is if you are managing supplier information in Windchill, there's going to actually be a column that says the supplier name. And then there's going to be another column that actually says supplier status. So maybe for a particular component, you might have multiple suppliers, but there's one that you prefer to work with. You're going to actually show that here in the structure. And then you can take that structure and easily export it, you know, as a CSV or a PDF or HTML or whatever different format, and then you can send that off very easily. Now, from here, what we can also do is open this up in a tool that we have called Creo View. Creo View is a tool that there's a free version that just comes with Windchill. And of course, it's asking me to log in. So just give me 1 second. But this is a tool with the whole purpose of this being collaboration. So this is something where any user can come in here. They can view whatever type of file that it is. It's a universal viewer. It'll replace, you know, all the other viewing tools you have if you're paying for Adobe Acrobat, just to view PDFs, you can view PDFs in here. Or if you're paying for, different users, maybe you're paying for a CAD license, even though they're not a designer, because they need to open models and see them. Or maybe you're paying for an ECAD license because you want to open it up and see the PCB board, but you don't actually want to work with it. Well, that's where Creo View comes in. It's going to be able to be a tool where anyone can open up the models or different file types. They can see it, they can work with it, they can take measurements, they can add comments, and they don't have to have licenses to those native files or native programs. So what I can do is maybe I can come in here, and this is where you'll start to really see the benefits of this tool, to come in here and maybe use this to add a comment in. For example, I'm I'm a manager, and I say that, hey, I need to change the rim from 17 inches to 19 inches. Okay. So I leave a comment on there. Maybe I even take a measurement of the rim just for evidence. Well, what I do now is I didn't mean to click back there, but I can save this to Windchill. We'll just do demo, nice and easy. Okay. So what that does now is maybe you even have this configured so that kicks off a workflow, right? Whenever someone submits an annotation set in Creo View, it kicks off a workflow. Well, now anyone in Windchill that were to go to this front wheel assembly, they would be able to see that marked up view that I just created. And if that were a change that I'm requesting and I have a workflow in place, whenever someone like a manager, like I just did, adds that comment, it would actually kick off that workflow and maybe assign a task to a product manager or to a designer in charge of making that change for them to review and determine, okay, what are the next steps, or how am I going to change this? So you're actually standardizing your processes with that tool as well. Beyond it just being that universal viewer, you're getting everybody on the same page, or completing the digital thread. You're getting people involved who have traditionally you've had troubles getting involved into your processes. Right. Now what I can do from there is I can see that representation in Windchill. You can see here it is, here's my demo, and I can lock this so that any future iteration of this product it moves forward with, and everybody's able to open this up and see it as long as they're a Windchill user. With any of these products, a couple of the other options that we have here, the other features that we have, you have a changes tab for any object that you're looking at. If it's a part, document, no matter what it is, and this changes tab is the one-stop shop for all of your change information. So if you want to look at problem reports, you'll see them here. If you want to look at change requests, you can dive into those from here. You can look at change notices from here. And if I were to click on any one of these, they're going to have all of their associated information, like an implementation plan or a process where you can actually see the users and then all of the different steps. That's all going to be in there as well. Windchill also keeps a record, a history of all of the previous versions of anything that you've worked with. So in this case, it's a part, could be document, could be anything, even downstream variations of it. So in this case, I'm on A.18 of my design version of my front wheel assembly. I could go back and look at all the way back to the beginning at A.1 and see what that design looked like, and actually do a comparison and have Windchill tell me what's changed between those. If I have downstream variations of this, maybe I've taken this embalm and actually built out, or I've taken this design bill of materials and created a downstream manufacturing bill of materials to this that's fully related, but it's really geared toward manufacturing and includes information for them, maybe like anti-seize or lubricant or whatever it may be. I could open up the manufacturing BOM from there too, and this history tab also keeps a record of all of those versions as well. Right. The last one here that I want to mention is the AML AVL tab. So I don't have any information in here, but a big part of Windchill is you're managing the life cycle. So if you have vendors or suppliers that you're getting some of these parts from, they don't all have to be designed. A lot of these components on a product like we looked at today with that Pro car, those are things that we might buy rather than design ourselves. So I need to be able to manage manufacturers and suppliers that I'm getting from these parts from, and say who we prefer to work with, manage their part numbers or their organization IDs, and help me to have an understanding of these are parts that we're buying, we're not building. And this is who I want to work with. And this is who I've worked with in the past, but I've had bad experiences with, so I don't want to work with moving forward. Right? That's completing the digital thread, and it's really creating for you an environment where you are able to see each and every nuance and different area that your product actually applies to. It's bringing everything into one single source of truth, one system, which is Windchill. So that's really all that I had planned to go through today. I hope this gives you a general idea of what Windchill is and what the interface looks like and what the tool is capable of.
Zach, excellent job as always. I thought that was a fantastic overview, review, detail. I think what people should understand is that, yes, PLM can be a little overwhelming. Windchill can be overwhelming as far as what it can do. And what we specialize with at 3HTI is making this more simple. Windchill can be customized for your specific needs. And we have a lot of customers that are standardized on Windchill, and it's a process. It's not everything all at once as far as, this really complex system all, and processes all implemented initially. It's a process. How many years do you want it, to be able to grow under Windchill? It could be months, it could be years, it's whatever you need. How sophisticated do you want to use Windchill? Well, a lot of people just start out simply with a more simple process and then grow as your company grows and your needs grow. One of the things that we're excellent at 3HTI is helping our customers and new customers to understand how they want to use Windchill, the best, most efficient way to use Windchill, so that people can adopt it. If your people don't adopt the software and they're not using it, then it's not going to give you a return on the investment. So we excel at keeping things simple in working with you to put an implementation plan together, and making sure that it meets your company's specific needs. And as you grow, you can expand. It's that simple. We can make it as simple as you want it or as complex as you need it to be. So there's that customization aspect there with Windchill. And two other things that Zach mentioned, one being the single source of truth. This is where you need to find out where you are in the process, your product development process, the information that you need. Everything is here in Windchill. You don't have to go to another source. You don't have to email somebody and wait for them to get back to you. It's all in here. And regarding the digital thread, the digital thread works in conjunction with a digital transformation process. And the whole idea behind it is to take all your intellectual property and digitize it so that it is available for the right people at the right time to be able to access it. And Zach showed you there that you have the capabilities of getting the information you want and need and blocking the information that you don't need, so you don't waste any time. But in digitizing your intellectual property and your processes, that creates the digital thread, and and Windchill is the platform that it runs on, so that everything you need to access is in there, and it's giving you the capability to access it quickly and efficiently. So that's all I want to wrap up with. If you have any other questions and you want to get in touch with us for maybe a more customized demo of Windchill, or you want us to do a free consultation on where you are in your product development process, how you want to take it to the next level, what your vision is for your company, and how you want to grow, you can just respond to the email that we sent out to you regarding this webinar. If you respond to that, they'll come directly to me, and we'll get one of our Windchill specialists to talk with you and find out what your company's goals are and how you want to succeed and where you want to increase your profitability and what bottlenecks are keeping you from getting you to where you want to be, and seeing if Windchill does make sense to help you get to, overcome those issues and where you want to grow to. So Zach, thank you again for an awesome demonstration and overview. And thank you to our audience for being on today. The recording will be posted in the next day, and you will receive an email with the recording so you can watch this again at your leisure. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great day. Appreciate it.